Alright folks, well, welcome to New Smyrna Beach. We are officially in Volusia County, Florida on the East Coast. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's quite windy today. It is a windy day. Looks like the beach warning flag is up. High hazard, high surf, and strong currents. Oh yeah, it's a windy one. The sign here says Smyrna Surfari Club. Much like safari, but surfari. On this site in the early 1960s, the modern era of surfing was born in New Smyrna Beach. In 1979, the Smyrna Surfari Club was founded by local surfers from those early days, whose aim was to promote surfing, and this monument was dedicated by the Smyrna Surfari Club in 2001. To commemorate the significance of the sport of surfing to the local community. How nice, and look at that. Cool. It's one giant surfboard right here in front of the beach. Surf's up, Tampa J.
That's gnarly, bro.
Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back. That's right, we're here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida on the East Coast for a change. And there's a number of things that we are going to talk about and discuss today here at New Smyrna Beach. You know, on the drive here, I was kind of thinking about Florida a lot and how Florida is such a unique state in and of itself. It almost might as well be its own like territory, like country in and of itself. If you know, you know. That. Florida is just its own weird thing. And we have quite our fair share of creepy, weird stories here in Florida. A lot of horrible, awful things have happened here. You know, true crime, monster stories, like all kinds of stuff really happens here in Florida. It's just kind of one of those things. And for the both of us who are pretty big fans of horror and true crime and kind of the creepy, weird folklore kind of stuff, Florida's an awesome place for the both of us. So I wanted to kind of throw all of that out here at the beginning of this video. And New Smyrna Beach, well, that's kind of the topic of all of this and how it all fits into that diatribe on Florida here, because New Smyrna Beach was recently dubbed the deadliest, quote-unquote, beach in the entire country.
That's
the entire country. #1 on the list. Now, there's a lot of reasons why it was dubbed that, and also who dubbed it that, and why, and all of that stuff. We're gonna go over that in just a sec, but once we found that out recently, we're like, okay, let's get up there, let's dive into this and figure out why was it given this name. And we're gonna talk about that today, as well as, you know, enjoy Smyrna Beach and enjoy the East Coast. My coast is the East Coast. I know you're more of a West Coast here in Florida.
East Coast,
Florida. Yeah, so anyway, hopefully you all enjoy, and without further ado, let's get going. Let's go.
Let's go.
Walking out onto the beach now. As you can see, I still got my shoes on. We're being shoobies right now. Anybody else watch Rocket Power back in the day? That's what they called us tourists. Shoobies, because we're walking out here with our shoes on. So as I said earlier, it was recently named the #1 deadliest beach in all of the United States of America. Not even here in Florida, but in America in general. And this is according to Travel Lens, and they collected this data via the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the Shark Institute. That's right, folks, we're talking about sharks again here on this channel. So why and how is it the #1 quote-unquote deadliest beach in America, and why am I saying this in quotations too? Well, there's a lot of different reasons. The #1 reason being sharks. New Smyrna Beach is synonymous with sharks. If you type into Google New Smyrna Beach, one of the top searches is going to be sharks. This is the shark bite capital of the world, and I do want to emphasize the word bite. Surprisingly enough, there have been absolutely no recorded fatalities due to sharks here in New Smyrna Beach. So the word Deadliest Beach is kind of a little bit iffy. It's been a little bit dramatic, quite frankly. But it is definitely the shark bite capital of the world. And there's a couple reasons why that is the case. For one thing, it's the fact that the other thing that is synonymous with New Smyrna Beach is that there are a lot of surfers here. It is a hotbed for surfers. The waves out here are really good. I think the fact that the actual beach here is extra wide has something to do with the surf being extra good. I don't know, I'm not a surfer. But there's a lot of surfing that goes on here. People come here to surf, and when there's more bodies in the water, more bodies that are swimming and imitating what fish do, which is of course what sharks want to eat, well, more than likely you're gonna get a little bit of chomping action going on here. So that actually has a lot to do with it. And surfing is also a reason why New Smyrna Beach has been named the deadliest beach here in Florida and all of America, is the surf fatalities. I guess there are more surf fatalities here in New Smyrna Beach than anywhere else as well. And besides the fact that there are a lot of surf fatalities and shark bites, it is Florida as well. So we have a lot of hurricanes here, folks, a lot of hurricanes. And New Smyrna Beach in particular has been hit with quite a few hurricanes, more than number of other places here in Florida. Show the people your shirt. I don't think I showed them
Got this
in the
Castaneda.
intro. Yeah, shark happens.
The
Forgotten Coast. Yeah, we picked that up at the good old IGA grocery store.
Yeah, we've gone to the Forgotten Coast, from the Forgotten Coast to the Deadliest Coast.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Shark, stay out. Very nicely done. Did you write that, Tampa?
I thought I'd warn everyone.
There you go.
Even though there's not too many people sleeping or
Swimming out here.
Swimming.
Swimming
there's
or
a couple
sleeping.
People. Watch out.
Yeah, some people over there I see.
I wonder if they know
There
this
were
swimming.
surfers earlier, but not
might be way out
anymore.
there.
I have precariously set up my bag and taken off my shoes for better or for worse. And we are gonna get into the ocean, in the deadliest ocean in the United States.
Oh, babe, don't do it.
I'm doing it. Are you doing it?
I don't know. Look who's barefoot and beautiful and ready to.
Yep. All right, let's go. Let's
Look
do
at
this.
me.
It's not pleasant, no. It's not pleasant. It's not bath water like what we've experienced in the past. All right, let's see what comes up here. Oh boy. All right, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. This was a mistake. That is very cold. It is no wonder no one's out here. It's probably not just because of the sharks and the whole thing of the deadliest beach and all that stuff. It's genuinely cold. It is very, very cold here. It is February, by the way. I might as well just mention that. You also might notice that the water here is kind of murky. It's not like crystal clear water. That's part of the reason why a lot of sharks are out and about here, the murky waters. They're out here looking for fish, and they're not really able to see very well because of those murky waters. So imagine you're on your surfboard or boogie board or whatever you're doing, and which, by the way, I kind of alluded to this, but I'll flat out say that is the most common way to get a shark bite, is by being on a recreational thing like that, or like a tube or something like that. But you're out anyway. You're out there paddling, and the shark might be coming along and seeing your movement and the vibrations that you're doing in the sea, and then chomp chomp, it thinks you're a fish because it can't see because of the murky ocean down here. So anyway, that's one of the reasons why we got a lot of shark activity out here. You know, once you're in here for a little bit, you kind of get used to it a little bit. Oh boy. Probably no sharks out there. Maybe a little too cold today. I don't know. Close up on the waves there for you. Someone's out there surfing now. Good luck to them. Sharks, 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 where are ya? Where are ya? Don't bite anybody. I don't want a shark to bite anybody. I just want to see one out in the real. Come on in, Tampa J. The water's fine. Oh, you're watching my stuff? Okay. Thank you. And I think the tide is coming in. My stuff was literally right here. Yep. And then the water stopped right at the edge, so I moved my things over. Good job, Tampa J. Thank you.
I was watching your stuff.
I appreciate it. Also, I'm not sure if I've ever seen such a big lifeguard station before. This is a gigantic tower that they have here, which is pretty nice and evidently something that they really kind of need here in New Smyrna Beach, considering all of the, I guess, mishaps, for lack of a better word, that happen here. One of the big things that they say in terms of keeping safe here in New Smyrna Beach and any beach in general is swim where there are lifeguards. Don't swim where there aren't lifeguards on duty, because of course that is their job, is to guard your life and to save you from whatever's going on out there. Check it out, I got all these wash stations all to myself because no one else is really going in the ocean and needing to wash off, except for me, because I'm an idiot. All right, let's go.
Dude.
The key is to get the right button. So I'll do that.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, okay, all right, there we go.
Don't want to do the wrong one. You get a nice little shower.
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this whole building right next to the lifeguard tower is the Volusia County Beach Safety Ocean Rescue. I'm sure they are, as I said, relatively busy here. Interesting. I've never seen a whole building dedicated to ocean rescue, to lifeguarding. Back on Flagler Avenue now, which evidently is a very popular place. This sign here, a very popular sign to take some photos with. We're gonna walk down the avenue just a little bit. Want to peek in a couple of gift shops and see if New Smyrna Beach is really leaning into the whole shark thing or not. I don't know, we're gonna see. One of my favorite things about beach towns are the weird and wacky gift shops that you can find, and this one is no different. These are probably the creepiest mannequins I have ever seen. Never seen them with like large eyes and scary smiles, and that's a new kind of terrifying. You know those come alive at night and wreak havoc on this town. There's no question about it. Okay, inside of one of the gift shops here, and check it out, they do indeed have some shark shirts in here. New Smyrna Beach, there's a shark with a little surfboard in there, and all of these shirts that say shark bait. Interesting. And this shirt here that says respect the locals, New Smyrna Beach, it's got a shark on there as well. And then this shirt here, shark bite capital of the world. Pretty cool. Here's another funny shirt here, a quaint little drinking town with a shark problem. That's pretty amazing. Check out this adorable little motel over here, the Seahorse Inn. Absolutely precious. And check it out on the board that they have out front. What are a shark's two most favorite words? Man overboard. Hilarious. We're gonna head out of this area now. By the way, parking was $20 for the full day in this parking lot here.
We could come back if we wanted to.
Yeah, we could come back. We'll see. We're gonna go out and about and explore some more. We're gonna get back to the sharks in just a bit. Actually, right down the road in this very lovely, quiet residential area, we're actually looking at a grave site here. Someone is buried right here in the middle of the road in this median, and I'm not gonna go too much into it. Tampa J has done a lovely job of explaining it in his video.
Thank you. Not only was he buried here, he died right there.
He died here, yeah, which I wanted to point that out and mention it in my video as well, because you know, we're here in New Smyrna Beach, now the deadliest beach in America, shark bite capital of the world, and no, he did not die of a shark attack. It's just a lot of eerie things, a lot of creepy things going on here in this part of Florida. It's very peaceful though, very lovely space to be buried, actually. Lots of really pretty plants around here, and it really is truly very peaceful. So rest in peace, my friend. I'm sorry you didn't get to live your entire life, but at least you have been laid to rest here between these palm trees.
Just think how many cars pass by here.
Yeah, yeah. Sees a lot of action here. Yep. And turtles as well. Also, I don't know what it is about this whole area. It smells amazing out here.
Right?
It smells so good. There's some kind of spice in the air. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm like obsessed.
Spicy.
And look how adorable all of these houses are. Oh my goodness. As you can tell, we have parked the car and we are walking out and about downtown New Smyrna Beach. Well, I guess New Smyrna. There's no beach here. We walked away from the beach. We just saw City Hall. There's some kind of festival, farmer's market thing going on in the downtown area over here. And Tampa J is featuring something very, very cool for his video. This whole thing here is once stood a fort, I guess. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Down in front of us here and across the street, check it out, there's a shark. I think a bunch of the locals, either last year or the year before, put a bunch of these sharks all around town, and they all have like different art pieces on them, so very cool. I wanted to kind of talk about sort of the locals here in New Smyrna and kind of how they feel about that title of like the deadliest beach in America and shark bite capital of the world and all of this stuff. First of all, that news kind of only just broke a couple days ago, so it's hard to say actually what people are thinking. Not to mention, I'm not a local myself, so I can't really speak for this town per se. But I did do a little bit of research before we came here, and it seems like the consensus is a bit mixed, as it usually is for these kinds of things. Some people are like, really, Deadliest Beach? Like, really? We really have to be known for that? You know, for the most part, it's not a dangerous beach. Like, if you're thinking about coming here to New Smyrna and you see all of these scary kind of like headlines and titles and shark attacks and all of that stuff, and you're like, oh, maybe not, I would encourage you to not really pay attention to that. There's so many things that you can do to help prevent these things from happening, and I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit more later in the video. But the point is a lot of locals don't really want to be known for that. There's a lot going for New Smyrna just from the little bit that we have seen and explored so far. I really, really like it here personally. It's probably going to be one of my favorite little beach towns that we've been to so far. So I could see why like some of the locals are like, they don't really want to be known for that or don't necessarily agree with that title. But then like we were inside of the gift shop earlier chatting with the person who ran the gift shop and had like all of those funky t-shirts and whatnot, and he was like, did you guys know that we were just named the deadliest beach in all of America? And we were like, yeah, that's why we're here. And he was like all into it, and he was like, I'm gonna make new shirts and that say that and all of this. So he's like into it, like he thinks it's pretty cool. So it's kind of like a mixed, it seems like some have embraced the sharks, embraced you know, all of that press that they've gotten, and then I'm sure some people are probably like, ah crap. Like, I can't believe that they're, you know, we have this title now and all of that stuff. So I don't know, it's just something interesting to kind of consider and think about. This house right in front of us, Tampa J, they've got a shark weather vane.
Shark out of water.
I think they're leaning into the whole shark bite capital of the world. It's pretty legit. And we stopped at Publix to use the facilities and get some snacks and refreshments. I got this sparkling ice plus caffeine, and it is very good. Jay has really got me on the sparkling water kick
with
lately.
Caffeine.
Yeah, with caffeine. That's where it's at. I wanted to take this time to say that this video's coffee or sparkling water with caffeine is thanks to Desiree. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and for helping me out and for the kind words as well. Cheers. I hope you enjoy this one. Continuing on our path of roadside attractions here in New Smyrna Beach. Again, Tampa J is really delving into this topic in his videos, so if you want to learn more, I can't say that enough, make sure you check out his video. But we're at a sugar mill, Kruger de Pasters sugar mill. It's ruins out here. Check it out. We are still in New Smyrna, folks. There's just a ton of stuff to do out here. It doesn't cease to amaze me. But I think I'm gonna actually walk down that little nature trail really quick. See what we can find back there. And I believe after this, we're going to drive over to the Ponce Inlet, the Ponce de Leon Inlet. There's actually a lighthouse there and a lot of stuff over in this inlet. It's directly next to New Smyrna Beach, kind of where we were earlier today. And I hear tell that that's where a lot of the sharks actually hang out, is on the Atlantic side of the Ponce Inlet. So I think we're gonna drive there next. It's actually quite a ways out of the way. There's no direct way from here to get to there, so we kind of have to do like a loop-de-loo around there, but we both really want to check it out, and we'll get back to the sharks in a moment. By the way, if you're new here, hello, first of all, and welcome. You may be wondering, why is she obsessed about sharks, and why would this even be a topic on her channel in the first place? Well, shameless plug, but I did do an entire video on the 1916 shark attacks of New Jersey, which was the actual story that inspired Jaws, probably arguably my most favorite movie of all time, Jaws. And so I did a whole video on that. I showed the different locations where the shark attacks happened, and actually like showed pretty close proximity of where they probably legitimately happened, and tell the whole story of that. So if you're interested in more shark material, I would encourage you to check that out. I'll even put the link in the description below for you if you want to watch it. It's one of my favorite videos that I've ever done. I love doing the research on these things and then actually showing you the locations of where these things happen. So once we found out that New Smyrna Beach was named the deadliest beach in the United States, and that it's the shark bite capital of the world, I was like, well, we have to go here. I have to show it to you all, because it's a topic that is very interesting to me, the sharks and the science behind it. You know, it's a big title to say deadliest beach in America, but there's some science. There's a lot of actual science behind it. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit more once we get to our next spot. Now we're driving down US 1, the good old US 1. And I gotta say once again, it's nice to be back on the east coast of Florida. US 1 is a road that myself and my family, we would drive down almost every single day to get to the places that we had to go to. Oh wow, that's a cool Dairy Queen. Holy moly.
I might stop and come back.
Yeah, sure, that's really cool. We have made it to Ponce Inlet. We just gotta drive literally like a couple more miles down the A1A this way till we get to a lighthouse, as it shows on that really awesome sign there. We're gonna see a lighthouse, but this also plays into the whole shark topic that we've been talking about today. So, all right, almost there. There she blows. That is quite
beautiful.
A lighthouse. I do love my lighthouses. They are pretty darn neat. And this one is really super neat. It's very tall. What were you saying?
It's the second tallest in the United States.
Wow.
Don't ask me where the first one is.
Right.
I'll find that out in a minute, but that is the second tallest.
We're gonna go check this out. Right across the street from the lighthouse, check this out. Hidden Treasure Rum Bar and Grill. Well, this is just adorable. A little mini lighthouse, and I see a pirate back over there as well. Right across from the actual lighthouse. So we got up closer to the gates here, and we noticed this map, and holy moly, this place is a campus. There is a lot to see and to do here. So maybe, I mean, we're definitely gonna go in, we're gonna check it out. I'll show you some stuff, but sometime we're gonna have to come back here, do a whole video just on the lighthouse. Mark, Muncie, look, they even have your books here. They got Freaky Florida and they have Eerie Florida inside of the gift shop of the lighthouse. That's legit. Have a bunch of literature out here that you can take and bring with you when you're inside of the museum, which, by the way, you do have to pay for. It's about $8 for adults, but it's really cool. They have all this info here. I know when we were in Carabel and checking out those lighthouses, we were very confused about what exactly the Fresnel lens did and all of that stuff. So now there's a handy dandy worksheet right here explaining the whole thing. All right, we are all paid up, got our wristbands here. As I said, it was about $7 each. It is a non-profit museum, so we're happy to, of course,
Right.
give them the monies and donate, even though Tampa Jay's just pretty much gonna walk up to the top of the lighthouse and give you all a view of that from up there. We don't really have too much time to really explore in depth, at least during this trip, but at some point we'll definitely come back. So inside of this building here, I can see a Fresnel lens, and it is ginormous. So we're gonna go inside and check that out. This is pretty darn cool. A lot of Fresnel lenses in here. I like that they're actually moving and showing how they work. Very cool. I wish I would have kept that little handout that they had in the gift shop so I could kind of follow along with how they actually work, because no, I don't remember how they work. Okay, here we go. Here's some signage here. Fresnel lenses. So it's actually a combination of lenses and prisms that collect the light into a single beam. They are ranked by size or order, with first order originally being the largest and sixth order being the smallest. Other sizes have been developed over the years. Okay, that makes sense, because I've seen like fourth order, sixth order, and all kinds of names like that. So that cleared it up just in those couple of sentences. Also, I guess there's fixed lenses that don't actually spin around, and then the rotating lenses too, which is interesting because I usually think of lighthouse lights as rotating, but I guess some of them are fixed. This signage here talks about the orders of Fresnel lenses. So the first order makes me think of Star Wars here, but I don't think it's referencing Star Wars. But the first order is the biggest one, and then it goes all the way up to the sixth order, which I guess is the smallest one. And I just had the thought, I wonder if my fiance made it up there yet, and check it out, he did. There he is. He's right up top. Right there. I don't think he probably doesn't see me. Yep. No, there he goes. Bye, Tampa Jay. And over here by the Lighthouse Administration Building, they have a selection of Cuban refugee rafts out here that apparently have washed ashore, which is pretty interesting. There's a couple right over there, and then some over here as well. I didn't really think about that, about rafts coming ashore here. It's very cool that they kept them. Definitely, I can see like all of the different materials that have been used for these rafts. I think that one back there, definitely this one, made out of styrofoam. Here's some signage here. So the raft to our left washed ashore in Volusia County in 1989. Clothing found on board suggests that children were among those on the raft. The orange life vest was left behind by the Coast Guard to indicate that these refugees were rescued at sea. Thank goodness. And then the raft on the right washed ashore in 1994. The 90-mile wide Florida Straits between Cuba and South Florida is treacherous, and the fate of the individuals aboard this raft is unknown. You can see this one's just been kind of made out of inner tubes and whatnot. Wow. That is something else. That is This is probably one of the saddest and unsettling, I think is the best word that I can think of, things that I've seen in a really long time. To think that refugees were aboard this boat just trying to seek, well, some refuge, and making that treacherous journey over here to the States. Wow. Okay. Almost said Sanibel Island. That is definitely not where we're at. New Smyrna Beach is not failing to amaze me, that's for sure. You were saying that the boats over there have car motors in them.
Car motors, and one has a transmission in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Interesting.
And what they had to do to, you know, make a boat to get out.
Yeah.
And
handmade.
I've heard about them for years. I've never seen.
Yeah, to actually see it in person is something else.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if there isn't some sort of emotional reaction, I don't really know what to tell you, but to me it's very emotional to see it in the real like this, and to read the sign and like kind of what probably happened in these boats and like the emotion surrounding that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, they were desperate to leave something.
Yeah, so desperate.
Risk their lives basically for something better, and it was worth every bit of it. You can see that desperation right here.
Yeah.
In this living history.
Yeah.
And it makes you appreciate things.
It definitely does.
Yeah. Makes you appreciate, you know, living here. Makes me appreciate things that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah.
Elsewhere. Could be worse,
well
could be
said.
better, but this is evidence that there is hell on earth.
Yep.
And you'll do anything to run away from it.
Yep. Well said. Well, with that, goodbye, Ponce Inlet Lighthouse Museum. We will surely be back. We basically didn't even see like anything in there. Like, there is so much to see. So we'll be back sometime. We'll be back. And we're getting a close-up here of this Buccaneer. There's a lot going on with this gentleman here, but let's just say this: he's quite substantial. He's very, very tall, and he's standing very proud in front of the Hidden Treasure Rum Bar and Grill as they play Wonderwall out here as well. Classic song. And we just had to walk towards the boat ramp here because look how beautiful it is. Very peaceful out here on the water. Very beautiful. Sun behind the clouds. This is lovely. I do have to say though, for all of the craziness that Florida is with all kinds of different things, you know, the stuff that we talked about today, it sure is a beautiful state sometimes. And it's definitely moments like these where I'm so thankful that, you know, I live here now and I can experience moments like these, because it's not everywhere in the country that you get beautiful sunsets and, you know, scenery like this. So it is pretty cool. There are definitely some really beautiful aspects and parts to Florida, and I guess that's really and truly the most important thing for us to always keep in mind is, you know, we think about the past and we talk about the past and all of the horrible things that have happened and, you know, all the horrible things that continue to happen today. And, you know, we always have to have hope, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And look at the positive stuff and well, I guess like the song is, like the guy is playing, now he's playing every little thing will be alright. So there you go. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing will be alright. There you go. Alright, we gotta get to the beach. So goodbye, squirrels. We'll see you later. They are everywhere, and they're adorable. Oh, look at squirrels.
Right now I count 5.
Yeah.
6. Up in the trees.
Someone dumped like a bunch of peanuts over here, so they're just like, they are well fed. They are fat little squirrels. All right, seriously, let's get to the beach now. We're not here to talk about squirrels. We're here to talk about sharks. But seriously, look at them all. Look at them. Would you look at them? Would you look at them? Okay, let's go. Actually, not too far away from where we just were. Parked the car on the side of the road. And now we're heading on this boardwalk towards the beach. I can hear it. I can hear the waves. Beautiful.
This is Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sun is rapidly setting on the lighthouse there. Very beautiful. It's been an absolutely beautiful day here in Florida. The days that I live for. So the reason that we're over here on this side in the Ponce Inlet section and not necessarily over in the New Smyrna Beach side, which is literally like right there, is because, like I said earlier, I hear tell that a lot of sharks hang out in this area in particular, in the Ponce Inlet area on the Atlantic side. And I guess the reason behind that is there's a lot of fishing here. A lot of bait fish are in this area, as well as the New Smyrna Beach area too, which is, you know, what sharks like to eat. So that's obviously going to attract a lot of sharks over here, are those little fishies. And I guess there's a lot over here in particular in the Ponce Inlet. So I don't know. I mean, sharks aren't like manatees, I guess, where it's kind of like you can pinpoint where they're gonna be and you can pretty much guesstimate like where, like how to find them and stuff like that. But sharks kind of feel like you got to be out there on a surfboard, and one's got to take a chomp out of you to see one. I don't know. I'm not willing to risk that. Plus I can't surf, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. Here's my fiance and the lighthouse and the sun setting. How amazing is that? Florida is beautiful. Even though New Smyrna Beach has this title of the deadliest beach in the entire country, which, by the way, 7 out of 10 beaches on this list, on the top 10 list, are here in Florida. 10 of them, or sorry, 7 of them, 7 out of 10, right here in Florida. Cocoa Beach is number 2, and Melbourne Beach is somewhere on the list as well. 2 beaches which I pretty much grew up in, but in any case, that's beside the point. It's not necessarily a great indicator of a lot. Like, there's a lot behind the scenes of those numbers and that title. I have a background in psychology, a background in library and information science, so I know a decent amount about research and what the numbers mean and how you can see stuff like this, but you always gotta take into account a lot of different factors. So for one thing, it may seem very impressive that Florida has 7 out of 10 beaches on the deadliest beach list. Well, we're a peninsula. Like, all of Florida is a beach, so the chances are, yeah, we're gonna have a few beaches on that list. The odds are ever in our favor in that aspect, so that's something to consider. And then also in terms of the numbers of how many shark attacks there have been, how many hurricanes there have been, how many surfer fatalities there have been, the numbers are truly a drop in the bucket in terms of how many people actually visit the beach. And you know, out of that total amount of people, just a few amount have had some kind of incident or another. So that's something to keep in mind as well, is you got to think about the circumstances. I think one article that I read said you're more likely to get into a fender bender than to get bitten by a shark in New Smyrna Beach. So that's something to kind of consider. It really is very, very unlikely to happen. It just so happens that there have been a lot of recorded shark bites in New Smyrna Beach. And the only reason I'm really bringing it up too is, well, I don't know, New Smyrna Beach is really cool. It's a really awesome place. And I don't want people to be deterred from visiting here just because it has all of these scary titles. I would just encourage you to not be afraid. There's so many different things that you can do as a beach goer, as a surfer, whatever you're doing here, to be safe and to be cautious. So, I don't know. Just something to think about. The tide is coming in, by the way. It's coming for us. The birds are getting closer as well. They sure are. No sharks though, none that I've seen. The waves are humongous out there though. By the way, what kind of sharks can we see out here? Lemon sharks, bull sharks, tiger sharks.
What kind? What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
A what?
There's a whole list of different kinds of sharks that they have here in this area. I don't think great white sharks made the list though. Bull sharks are more than likely the ones that are taking a chunk out of people, if I had to guess though. All right, and with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here at the deadliest beach in the country. How many times can we say that in this video? The deadliest beach, shark bite capital of the entire world. As I was saying in your video, sure seems pretty peaceful right here. Like it's hard to imagine that incidences happen right here. Yeah, exactly. So, but hopefully you all enjoyed this. Again, if you're interested in more shark stories, more shark facts, the link to my video, the 1916 shark attacks of New Jersey, is going to be in my description below. Again, had a really good time doing that video as I did with this one here. Sharks are amazing. They are just absolutely amazing sea creatures, and there's still, it's one of the few creatures out there that we still don't know a whole lot about. Like there hasn't been a lot of studies done on sharks because they're very hard to study. So very interesting topic to me, and even though this is now the deadliest beach in America, I still don't think that we're gonna get a shark frenzy like what we saw in Jaws and what we saw in the 1916 shark attacks. I don't think it, I don't know, you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Let's hope not.
If it does happen, we'll be back here with our cameras to document the whole thing. How about that?
We gotta document it.
Yeah, so I appreciate you all watching so much. Make sure you check out Tampa J's video because he had his camera here as well, and as I said throughout the entire video, we shot a lot of different things. So make sure you check out his video for that. And with that, we're gonna go to Buc-ee's, I think, because it's really, really close.
Buc-ee's?
And we haven't been to this Buc-ee's yet here in Florida, so.
Yes, Daytona has a Buc-ee's.
It sure does, and we're right next door to Daytona, so I think we're gonna go to Buc-ee's, get some food, and then
have to pass through Daytona
head on home. So, thanks all so much for watching.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Oh yeah, and if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like if you would like to.
Right down there.
It really helps out the video.
Subscribe below.
And the channel.
If it was your first time.
And if you want to subscribe, I appreciate that as well. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. See you very, very soon.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Hasta la bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
This is beautiful.